You're looking at the defending Illinois Girls High School State Singles Champion, Margie Lepsey of Lyons Township High School. She won the event last year as a sophomore after finishing 4th as a freshman. She's looking to repeat, winning her 2nd straight championship this year. Standing in her way, her opponent in the finals last year, Wendy Fix of New Trier. Beaten by Lepsey back then, she's been nearly invincible since. She has not lost a high school match this season. Will Wendy Fix get her first championship, or Margie Lepsey get her second? All the singles and doubles state finals title action right here next on Sports Channel. From Prospect High School and Mount Prospect, Sports Channel presents the Illinois High School Association Girls Singles and Doubles Tennis Finals. Well, this is a tournament that traditionally has the weather be as much of a factor as the talent. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Lederman along with Diane Pettit. This tournament usually sees rain, snow, sleet, not to mention gloom of night. But Diane, 1992, nothing but beautiful skies all 3 days.
That's for sure. This is the first time since 1985 that the tournament has, some portion of the tournament has not been brought indoors.
And I would assume that would be better for the tennis players, knowing they're going to play their matches on schedule, on time, and in the right place.
Yes, this is much more what the girls are accustomed to with just 20-minute breaks.
Well, just a slight wind here. Temperatures maybe in the 60s. A beautiful day for tennis here in the late fall. We have the singles for you. First, though, we have the doubles, and we've got true to form. The seeds have held true.
Yes, they have. We have Lyons Township here and Belleville West.
Both the teams ranked 1 and 2. They are very competitive. Neither has lost. Somebody will before it's over. We'll be back with the start of the doubles match in just a minute. Doubles match getting ready to begin. At the top of your screen, the Belleville West team of Kelly Barnett and Kim Noble. In the near court, Deanne Dyer, Laura Rydberg. There's Laura to serve, first game. $15 love. Noble with the stronger shot right there, but Barnett found the alley. 15 all. That was long, 30-15. Strong net play right there from Belleville West.
Yes, that was a really exciting point. You can see how fast your reactions have to be at the net.
Rydberg to serve to Kelly Barnett. Well, a little luck doesn't help right there. Deanne paid for the whole racket and got the frame shot.
Well, it was set up by an excellent serve and return of serve. Deanne just took advantage of it. Was able to jump up and put it down for a winner. Looks like Lyons Township is serving and volleying and getting 2 up at the net quite quickly.
And Lyons Township equal to the challenge. Good volleys from both sides, and the first game goes to Lyons Township.
Noble is staying a little bit, and I notice not getting into the net that time quick enough and far enough to make the volley, and therefore lost the point.
Belleville West, coming up from downstate, of course, hasn't seen most of where the strong tennis players are, with all apologies to my partner over here, here in the greater Chicago area, where most of the teams concentrate. But they certainly have done very well where they are. Coach Bob Keefe's teams have won 49 straight dual matches in a row. They haven't lost since 1988. And this team of Barnett and Noble has been together. This is their third year, so they're quite experienced. Kim Noble to serve. At love one. Deanne Dyer in the deuce court. Laura Rydberg in the ad court for Lyons Township.
Noble went for the poach there, and the ball just got below the net line, and therefore causing the error.
Wait, Cal. That's the way, Kelly.
Noble getting in well that time and picking the ball up off the top of her shoelaces and forcing the error.
At 15 all. Good strong serve by Noble, and an easy put away at the net.
Return was high. You'll see the return come high, and Barnett taking advantage of it right there, putting it at the feet of her opponent for the winner, just as it is drawn out to be.
30-15. Laura Rydberg with a strong return.
She got that ball down at Noble's feet and forced her to lift the ball a little bit, and with the power on it, really didn't have a chance to do much with it and drove it long.
$30 all. You can see the signals that the teams flash to each other. Look at Deanne Dyer. She's had some injury problems, has come back strong at 40-30. Looking to get on the board.
It was right there for Barnett, and just couldn't execute on that. I think she took her eye off of it just a little bit quickly. Already had it put away. Serving here at deuce.
Again, bang bang action, advantage over to Belleville West.
This is going to be great. This is what you want to see in the championship doubles match. All four girls up at the net and hitting it. Ball goes right to the body, and she doesn't have much of a chance. Dwyer didn't have much of a chance to do anything.
Advantage Belleville West right here. Just the start of things. Second game. We're at love one. So, Belleville West holding serve. We're tied at 1-all.
It was quite a powerful shot from Noble from the baseline. Very strong to the backhand of Deanne. She could not make the volley.
And this is Deanne Dyer. Boy, good close by Deanne right there.
It was excellent. Good try by Barnett to save the point. Notice that Deanne gets into the in front of that service line to make her her next volley, and that's a very important factor.
15 love.
Well executed.
Noble with an answer back.
When you have several chances at the net, every time that ball comes back over, you lessen your opportunity to get the point. Although I will say Noble is really unloading from that baseline with everything she's got at those girls at the net.
Double fault. 15-30. Here's a good look at Kim Noble, 17-year-old senior.
She's looking to return strong, and Deanna's looking to make a great serve and come in after it.
Good shot up at net. The good strong volley from Kelly Barnett.
Okay, here you have the serve and the strong low return by Noble, which forces Dwyer to hit the ball just up for Barnett to execute and put away.
Double break point here for Belleville West. And they get it. Belleville West with the break. So on the changeover.
There you saw Barnett really unload from the baseline and go right after Deanne at the net with everything she had, and the ball was hit right at the body. And she did not have much opportunity to. Okay. Here you go. You have the serve and watch her unload right to the net person, and she can't handle it. It's right to the body, and it's neither a forehand or a backhand.
Nothing subtle about that. Bob Keefe says we're just going to come out and volley and get to net as fast as we can. They pride themselves on a very aggressive style of play. He said we're going to come upstate and show them how it's done. And so far, they get the first break right here. And now we will see Kelly Barnett serving for the first time to Deanne Dyer in the deuce court, leading 2-1. And Kelly Barnett not helping herself or her team with the double fault right there.
They really have an opportunity to, go up 3-1 here with them serving. They want to take advantage.
Now once again, Deanne Dyer has a little bit of luck, but she was in the right place, so it's love 30.
Well, they're really going after and unloading rather than trying to pass the net people or lob over them. They're taking the ball right to them, right to their bodies.
And a triple break point.
He had a nice poach from Noble and got the ball she wanted back, and I think she just swung a little hard on her volley there.
Love 40. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Lyons Township gets the break back. Now we're all tied at 2. And here is Laura Rydberg serving a 2-all.
Here we go, Kimmy.
And the lob is long, 15 love. Laura Rydberg, second serve, finished 4th in the state doubles last year. Oh, what a nice shot by Rydberg, and the call is good, right on the line.
He had both, you see both the Belleville West girls in the center, and Rydberg hits the open court. It's great, right there. She sees the opening and executes it and lays it down.
Good little chip volley right there. Picked up the line, so it's 30 love. Seven straight points now for Lyons Township on a roll here.
On the early going here, we see the power of Belleville West, but we're seeing the finesse in the open. Great placement by the Lyons Township teams.
And Kim hits it long, and holding serve is Lyons Township, and they lead it 3-2. And we are back on serve. On the changeover, we'll tell you the broadcast rights to today's state tennis championships have been granted to Sports Channel by the Illinois High School Association. Any reproduction, rebroadcast of this event without the written consent of Sports Channel and the IHSA is prohibited. And while we have a chance, we'd like to thank and welcome Sue Henriksen, who is the new Associate Executive Director, Assistant Executive Director of the IHSA, along with her predecessor, Charlene Bremberg. We're both here. And Gene Walker, the tournament director over here at Prospect High School. I'd like to thank him for making the weather what it is.
We told Sue, we were kidding her earlier, she was in charge since this is her first tournament, that she's in charge of the weather. So
now we've got Kim Noble to serve, and the weather continues to hold. And we have one service break apiece, so we are on serve at 3-2. 2-3. Let's get it right, Mike.
it's 2 serving 3.
2 serving 3. And for Noble, double fault number 1. Dyer up a little short, trying to close on the volley, 15 all.
You would have thought that Lyons Township might have hit a little firmer stroke there, trying to take advantage of that second serve.
Deanne's forehand goes long, 30-15. Deanne looking for a little consolation, a little help. Laura Rydberg saying, I'll get him next time. And that's the roles they usually play on this team. Deanne's a little more emotional of the two, and Laura's the calming influence. 30-15 here. Good serve by Noble, 40-15. Noble and Barnett, physically a much bigger team than the Lyons Township team.
I think at some aspect, Noble and Barnett are hitting the ball much harder, and I don't know if anybody's come after these two with this kind of power. Mishit there.
Kelly Barnett had the wind blowing the ball away from her a little bit. The wind is coming from left to right here a bit. May have thrown her.
I think the ball got a little farther behind her, and she needed to make that overhead in front of her. And it was too late to stop the motion when she realized that it had floated a little bit over top of her head.
Yeah, the wind is kicking up some. You can see it blowing Kelly's hair right there. It's 40-30. And our papers as well.
Tell you what, the big save on that point is Barnett picking that overhead off on the fly. Watch this. This puts them right back in the point. Ball get popped up, and she picks it up right on the fly and gets them back into the point.
Good action. We're at 3 all with Dyer to serve.
Both Noble and Barnett have such strong return of serves. And this is something all coaches key on.
Dyer at love 15.
Very rarely do you see them return a serve quite that high, which plays right into the hands of the LT team.
And
most of the time it'll be very low to the net and very strong.
Deanne keeps coming in off that serve, as she's supposed to do. Comes in and closes. That time she couldn't take it off her ankles, and a good return again by Belleville West from Barnett. We're at 15-30.
You see Belleville West, Barnett here is going to take advantage of the second serve, and she puts it, coaches, just like we like to see it, right at the feet of the incoming volleyer.
15-30. Lyons Township serving with Dyer. First serve was Alette. Chair umpire Chuck Cunningham on the call. That time, Dyer again.
Again, excellent execution by Kim Noble to the feet of Deanne Dyer. It's really hard to do anything with a ball down at your ankles, and most of the time, if you do get to it, it pops it up for an easy overhead.
Double break point here against Dyer. And they call the foot fault on Deanne.
Great serve, great second serve.
And the lob by Barnett going long, so it's 30-40, still a break point.
Really fooled Kelly Barnett here, and she had to stretch out for the return, which forced the long ball in the air.
See what Noble will do on this second serve from Dyer at break point, 30-40. The second double fault for Dyer. And once again, we've got a break with Belleville West now serving at 4-3. Well, we take a look at the Belleville West team in the forecourt right there. They play both singles and doubles during the season with Barnett and Noble. Usually playing singles, then when they get together in the tournaments, they play doubles, and sometimes they play both singles and doubles on the same.
Well, this is pretty common throughout the season. I'm sure the LT's team does the same. You have dual meets and many tournaments where you play both singles and doubles. The traditional 6-3 dual meet features 6 singles and 3 doubles, and good teams put them in both.
And as it happens, serve from Barnett is a fault.
We have a double fault here.
Another one for Noble. That's her second.
As a
for
foot
Kelly
fault.
Barnett, rather.
There was a foot fault called on her on the second serve.
And the ball did hit Rydberg's racket, so it'll be 15-all.
It's really hard to pull back from those when the ball is right there. The Belleville West team really has an opportunity here to put some distance between them and Lyons Township.
Serving with the break. And Noble missing on the poach right there.
It was a great return, low to the net.
15-30. Boy, some outstanding net play right there.
Well, I think Rydberg did a great job of just getting to the ball. Here you'll see this is a great job of just getting it. But notice one team is hitting down from the mountain and the other one's hitting up. And when that happens, usually the person who's standing on top of the mountain
is the winner.
Yes.
At 30-all right here.
Excellent
Service winner from Barnett.
Going to see a great serve, swings her wide to her forehand side and just can't handle it. First serves in doubles are, as in all tennis, are such a powerful weapon.
Game to Belleville West, and they lead 5-3.
You notice Kim Barnett is serving wide to each sides of her court. To Dyer, she serves to her forehand, and to Ryberg, or the ad side, she's serving to the backhand. Lots of times in doubles, you'll see most people serve to the center line, forcing a return up the middle where you're supposed to be as the server and the power to predict the return.
Rydberg serving at 3-5.
That was a nice serve.
Lyons Township already wrapping up its third straight team title. And there is Kelly Barnett once again.
Again, most coaches in doubles do prefer or try to get their players to serve down the middle so that they know that they're forcing a return to the center of the court where you have, you know, both your players standing.
15 all. Second serve coming for Laura Rydberg. And that was Kelly yelling at herself for standing up, locking her knees, and doing what a lot of us do and get sore at ourselves for.
Well, I think, you know, a second serve, she really wanted to do something with it and lost a little concentration there.
30-15.
Great eye.
40-15 as the ball sailed long.
Takes a lot of poise to be able to see something like that.
And the volley by Rydberg goes long, so it's 40-30. Both teams playing.
That was a great serve.
Volley.
And Laura Ryberg got the return she wanted. The return was a little bit high, something that the net people could work with. Oh, that was
Dyer
excellent.
gets the line again.
That was quite a point. Ryberg picks it up off of the tops of her shoes and drops it short, which I think surprised the Belleville West team. Here we go. We're going to see this. This is great. Look at this pickup here, and just drops it, forcing Barnett to also go down low to get it. And then her partner, Deanne, is there to put it away.
As you said, well, the mountain's position changed right there because Deanne was hitting down off the top of the mountain and had the easy put away in the alley. But now, Belleville West will serve to Dyer and Rydberg at Lyons Township. Talking with their coaches there. Belleville West serving now for the first set.
I think that point really pumped up, though, the LT team, and rightfully so. That was a great put away by Deanne and really unreturnable once she placed it in that position.
This is Kim Noble to serve at 5-4 for the first set.
That was a great serve and a very strong return from Deanne. Just didn't clear the top of the net cord.
15 love. And that time, Deanne Dyer had the answer and Kelly Barnett did not. So we're at 15 all. There's Kelly. She and Kim very experienced together. As we said, they played together 3 years. Last year, they lost to the eventual runners-up in the tournament. Sophomores, they were in the round of 16. And there's a clean ace for Kim Noble.
Again, serving to Deanne Dyer's. You'll see this ball go wide to her, Deanne Dyer's forehand, and she just can't get over there and cover.
30-15.
We'll see Kim Noble here trying to get to serve to Kelly Laura's backhand here. Second serve went down the middle.
Again, good tennis, good save by Noble, and a good answer by Rydberg. And we're at 30 all.
A little help from the net cord there. She had the point really set up all the way.
30 deuce. Dyer's volley again is long, and we're at set point here for Belleville West.
I think that LT has to take a little more advantage of when they get that second serve and do a little more with it. Perhaps to take that second serve on the rise and work with it a little quicker.
Set point here. Very aggressive tennis, an outstanding point won by Lyons Township.
Laura Rydberg has picked something up. She's several times, you'll see her go down the line again. Here she goes. She tries to squeeze it down the line, comes back to the middle, and then will come down right here. Will come down the line again. So she sees an opening on that right-hand side, past Barnett's forehand.
At deuce. Second serve coming. What action right there. Outstanding point again.
Just quick reaction. There's really not anything to say here. There's a shot that goes for a winner now. They had to back up on that and got caught in the center of the court. LT team got caught in this, but previously to that, quickness at the net by both teams. Excellent.
Again for the set, Noble. A late call there, but the ball was long.
Yes, and I think Laura was hoping he was going to say something pretty quickly.
Rydberg moving very close to the service line for the second serve.
Well, I think she wanted again.
And there it is.
Take advantage of that second serve.
So for only the second time this season, Lyons Township has lost a set, and Belleville West is halfway to its championship. Can LT come back? We'll see. We'll take a break. There's the score. Kim Noble, Kelly Barnett of Belleville West taking the first set 6-4. And now the first game of the second set with Laura Rydberg to serve for Lyons Township. Deanne Dyer, outstanding placement, and again the volleys continue. It is just wonderful tennis to watch.
Well, you see both players for LT up there, and as I mentioned before, every time that ball comes back over, it lessens your chance, but that time Deanne put it right between them for the winner.
Barnett had the answer for Dyer that time. 15 all.
Well, you almost had two players both LT players almost one in front of the other one. When the ball's coming that fast and you're in the point, you just follow the ball and it may take you right into your own partner.
The old Australian tandem.
Well,
Deanne Dyer.
Kelly Barnett went right at Deanne, and this time she answered right back. Great shot. They have been really coming after that net person rather than lobbing or anything else, just trying to blow them off the net.
30-15. First service on the net court. First game, second set. Belleville West won the first 6-4.
See if they take advantage of the second serve.
And once again, the shotgun at the net, won by Belleville West. 30-all. Good exchanges, though, Diane.
Great net play again. Here we have. Oh.
Rat-a-tat-a-tat.
Yep. Laura just couldn't get that forehand to clear the net.
Rydberg made two fine shots, but Kelly Barnett still had the answer. It's break point for Belleville.
Great return of serve by Barnett. I didn't think Laura could even get to it, and then she turns around and makes a marvelous shot back, even lower to the net and even more difficult. There it is.
Deanne Dyer.
She had two chances to put that away, and on the second one just kept coming back.
Deanne Dyer, she's had a lot of physical problems, but they were solved by an ingenious shoemaker, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that later. She had bone spurs in her feet, keeping her off the court. They didn't know what to do. Here's Deanne again.
Excellent shot there. Laura kept Kelly Barnett from coming into the net. You'll see it right here. See, the ball is long enough, and Kelly knows she can't come in, and there's the put away by Deanne.
Advantage to Lyons Township here.
LT's got to do more of this. This is just great doubles. I think if there's one shot you would have to take back, it's Barnett letting that ball bounce before she hit the overhead. She probably should have taken it on a fly, because that gave LT plenty of time to get back and play defense.
Yeah, just wonderful to watch as they change over with Lyons Township holding serve. And there you look at the Belleville West team. Kim on the right, Kelly on the left. We'll take a look at how they got where they got right here in the finals. As far as the Belleville West crew, again, they didn't have much of a problem breezing by Love in one, only losing 3 games in 1 set up until the semis. And it took them 3 sets there after dropping the first set to Libertyville, winning 7-5 and then 6-love in the third and deciding set. As far as Lyons Township is concerned, they hadn't lost a set all season until the semifinals. And that came against Oak Park, Newhauser and Lempa. Even though Lyons Township was serving for the second set, they ended up losing it, then coming back strong to win the third. So here they are. We're on serve, second game, second set. Kim Noble to serve.
And certainly LT is thinking break right here. Again, Noble's serve forces Deanne wide to the right, and she tried to go cross court with it. Maybe she needs to go down the line, because Barnett is certainly there looking for it. Of course, that's easier said than done.
Both Belleville West players are strong servers. Kim may be the more consistent, in the opinion of her coach. Rydberg with a nice touch off the backhand volley.
She certainly has a lovely finesse at the net. A soft touch, great placement, and it really takes the rhythm off the ball, and it keeps Belleville West a little bit off their timing. There's a big poach. There's a big poach that could really carry the LT team.
You know, as you said, Diane, it's too simple to say that Lyons Township is finesse and the big hitters are over on the other side. They really can change places.
You see Laura Ryberg come over on that poach. And that's an all or nothing poach because you had two people on the same half of the court there.
Noble goes into the net right there, and she's got a double break point against her here.
Taking some chances, but being very aggressive now is the Lyon Township team.
And Dyer moves in on the second serve, 15-40 double break point. Watch her, see how close she comes to that service line.
She wants to take advantage of this. Great shot. There it is. There it is.
And that forehand return set up the winning volley from her partner, Laura Rydberg, and they do get the break.
Oh, it was a great return. I believe it was almost, if it didn't hit the line, it certainly looked like it from here. Let's take a look. Here it is, deep to the corner and forcing the deep return from there with Laura Rydberg putting the ball away. Great teamwork. Great execution.
Deanne Dyer to serve, 2-love.
Excuse me, but did you see Deanne Dyer pick that ball up?
Deanne Dyer has picked it up, not one notch, but about 7.
This is great. Watch Deanne pick this right up off the top of the court. Forces the ball to be hit up, and then she tries, I'm sure, to go at the feet of Kim Noble.
I'm sure.
Well, you know, you do the best that you can, and sometimes in a split second it goes a little high.
Yep.
But that's where the point, if anybody plays doubles, that's where the point is made. At the net person. You see Lyons Township walking around and smiles on their face and a little more confident, a little more serious look from Belleville West now.
Something seems to have kicked in for Lyons Township. It's 30-love right here. Make it 40.
Definitely a little swing in momentum here. Deanne Dwyer with another great point. There it is. And the execution.
40-love, come back live. And that time Kim Noble put it at Deanne's feet. And it's 40-15. You know, Diane, it looks, so far anyway, there are a minimum of cheap points in this match. Every point is won and fought for.
Very few unforced errors.
Now at 40-30. Deanne taking a little extra time before this one. Just fell on the wrong side for Lyons Township, on the right side for Belleville.
The net cord was just not kind to them, but they were both there to put the point away. An unfortunate break.
So now a reduce. And a good serve from Dyer with Barnett going long, and it's advantage to Lyons Township.
Great eye by Deanne Dyer.
So look at Kelly. Take a look at Deanne's right heel. You see that? They cut a hole in her shoe, so she had a bone spur that they didn't have to remove, and she's been pain-free pretty much ever since. That ball went long, so again we're back to deuce. But again, Deanne's parents really didn't know what the problem was, and they were looking for all sorts of answers from doctors, and a shoemaker came up with the idea. That time Deanne didn't have the right idea. Maybe took her eye off the ball for a split second.
Well, I think she realized at the very last moment
The ball was going long.
that it was going long and just couldn't get her racket out of the way fast enough.
So now it's a break point for Belleville West, serving to Kim Noble.
Just two tough breaks in this game. The net court and that shot right there have changed things around.
Boy, a super return from Noble.
See a little finesse by the Belleville West team.
Right, and what started out as a very strong game for Lyons Township turns into a service break for Belleville West.
We'll see this again, and it's going to be a great little shot right here by Kelly in the open, small opening in the court, but she still executes. You don't get this far without all the shots. Both girls have shown power. Both sets now have shown some finesse, and that was definitely a finesse shot by the nice touch by the Belleville West team.
So we are back on serve here in set two. Belleville West, winners of the first set at 6-4. Talking with their coach Bob Keefe, who is somewhere underneath the tarpaulin right there. And there's the chair umpire, Chuck Cunningham. Has matters very much under control. And here is Kelly Barnett to serve. Her team has just broken back. And we're on serve at 1-2. Boy, Deanne Dyer's been ripping that forehand off the serve.
She has just raised her level of play up a notch. That was a great return of serve. We've been talking about the Belleville West return of serve. LT has just answered that back.
Love 15. First serve is long. You hear the cheering in the background if you're wondering why it doesn't seem to be in concert with the action.
Oh.
Shot is long. The consolation matches are going on the courts behind the Lyons Township team, so there are lots of fans cheering for the runners-up.
It's a great little shot by Laura Ryberg there. Ball just dropping over the net and just dying on the other side.
And again, it's long.
I think we're at...
They're calling first serve. Call the let.
The umpire called the ball out and corrected her call.
Okay, I heard Chuck Cunningham say the umpire called the ball out, correcting her call, so it'll be second serve. No, I guess not. They called
the first ball.
Whatever it is, it's a double fall.
It is now, but what had happened is the umpire made a call first being out and then realized that the ball was good. Then she gets to reserve with two. Great try by Laura on that backhand stab, but the serve was really tough and set up the easy put away for Kim Noble.
So it's still double break point right here. 15-40. Boy, Deanne Dyer keeps ripping that forehand, and they get the break right back.
Again, she looked down the, she's taking a page from her partner. You're going to see her get the point on the forehand down the line. Oh, backhand, pardon me, to Kim Noble's backhand. But again, may have picked something up down the line.
Laura Rydberg serving now at 3-1. Love 15. Sun peeking through the clouds. shining right into the face of the Lyons Township team. Ball is called a let. So it'll be 2 serves back to Laura Rydberg.
Go right here.
And Laura with a double fault.
She got caught with a little low ball toss and forced the ball into the net.
First one we show for Laura. And we're at triple break point again, so everybody's trading service breaks here. As the consistency off the serves is starting to dwindle.
That was really a great second serve by Laura, hit right on the service line. But a great return of serve.
And Deanne Dyer with a good
again crossing
there.
over on a backhand poach and putting it at the feet of Kelly Barnett for the winner.
Double break point. One of the rare misses, unforced. 30-40.
Certainly Belleville West doesn't want to open this door any farther. Great get by Laura.
Yet Kelly knew she should have had that put away, the easy overhead. And we're at deuce.
This would be a big lift for Lyons Township, considering that Belleville West had them down.
As Lyons had Belleville West down.
Oh, sorry, excuse me.
Dyer long on the backhand volley, so it'll be another break point.
Again, many opportunities at the net to actually put the ball away.
Break point number 4.
Go.
See again, Noble coming well inside the service line and well inside the baseline, and Rydberg double faults the game away. It's her second double fault of the game. So we're back on serve when we come back in the second set. Kim Noble to serve as we're back on serve at 2-3 for Belleville West. Ball is long, it's 15 low.
We have to see how Lyons Township responds here now. They had an opportunity to go up 4-2 or 4-1. Now it's 3-2. It's got to be a letdown for them.
They've had a couple of opportunities with breaks this set, but Belleville has come back. Second serve coming for Kim, and you see where Laura Rydberg is, 1 step or 2 behind the service box. And there Kelly Barnett right in the alley.
Great shot. The only opening that was there, and she executed and put it there. Shot cross court, comes into the net, and Kelly punches it down the line for
30
the winner.
love. First service on the net court. Remember, coming up after this, the singles finals between #1 seed and defending champion Margie Lepsey of Lyons Township and Wendy Fix, the #2 seed. Check it. Wendy's the #1 seed. Margie's the #2 seed. Although actually, the way you grouped them, they're 1 and 2.
They are 1 and 2, and remember, Marge is the defending champion from last year. So I think that's what'll be decided. Who is #1 today?
Absolutely. Right here, we're at 40 love. And an easy and strong game for Belleville West. So again, we are tied at 3, as we were in the first set. And here's Deanne Dyer. Broken her last time after running out to a 40 love lead.
Great first serve. Set up that point.
$15 love. Deanne will wait for the airplane overhead, which you no doubt heard.
Ball just barely missing the tee there on the service line.
Call was late, but no complaint. And that one's a double fault for Deanne Dyer, #3.
It was a good idea, though, to go wide to the backhand of Kim Noble. She just missed it.
15 all.
Go. Right here.
$30-15.
Deanne Dyer may have played an out ball, but boy, when it comes back at you so quickly like that, but it turned out and they got the point. Too close to let by, I'm sure.
Belleville West now coming back, and it's deuce. Nobody's giving any quarter in this match. Every shot is ripped, volleyed, overheaded.
Yes, and LT really needs this game.
Kim Noble taking a little time in back there before positioning herself to receive serve.
Wow. So many saves, so many great saves at the
rat-a-tat.
Watch this 1,
2, 3, 4. Oh my.
And
Look
the
at
great
that.
save by Deanne there. Almost got that point.
Back at deuce.
They got a break there. I think Kelly wishes she had that one back. It was long. I think Kim tried to tell her, but it's so hard because the ball, you just have to react so quickly. There's no chance to.
Advantage to Deanne Dyer and Lyons Township. Boy, another great point. Just another great point. Lyons Township holds, and it's 4-3. They will change.
Did you see, wasn't it Kelly Barnett who gets down on her knees? Here we are. She comes in, hits this for a winner, and the put away by the partner.
And you can see a couple of happy Lyons Township team members right there.
Very important game. And again, Deanne coming up with great second serves when her first ones didn't go in. Sometimes, you know, people have a habit of having a weak second serve, or it puts a lot of pressure on that second serve, and Deanne surely came up with great second serves.
Well, Belleville West has certainly shown, as again the team goes over to talk with Coach Bob Keefe, who's been at Belleville West coaching tennis. I think this is his 16th year. And you can coach, for those who wonder, gee, we don't see that often. In high school tennis, of course, you can get coaching on the changeovers. Rydberg with the backhand volley.
Again, LT forcing Belleville West to hit the ball up.
Here comes Rydberg again.
That's a great play. She kept Kelly Barnett from coming in after her serve by a great return, and then took the ball on the fly and put it at the feet of Kim Noble for the point.
Belleville West in a bit of trouble here at love 30. Dyer long on the forehand, so it's 15-30.
But they are hitting the ball oh so hard.
Yeah, a lot of times in these matches you think the ball says campfire on it instead of pen. Not today. No marshmallows here.
That second serve barely got over the net. In fact, I thought that it may have just nicked it, but no call.
Kelly Barnett finds herself down double break point here at 15-40. And for Belleville West, which has the first set, they need to hold on here.
Need to get that. Belleville West needs to get these back, their first serves, which are such a big weapon.
Rydberg again. And as you mentioned, Diane, the weaker second serve really set that up. So now Lyons Township will have a chance to serve for the second set and even this thing up.
You sort of have to hope, as a spectator of the sport, that they split sets, because I certainly want to see some more.
There's a good crowd here. Feels the same way. Hope you're enjoying it at home. Mike Liederman with Diane Pettit. Laura Rydberg serving for the set. Lyons Township. She's got 15 love.
I think she took something off that first serve there, and it caught Kelly by surprise and ended up pushing the ball into the net.
Noble saved the first one, couldn't save the second.
Execution on the part of Lyons Township to perfection on that point.
I really like the way both these teams work together, but you notice with Lyons Township, on some occasions like this one, the calming influence of Rydberg. Deanne Dyer, we can see, is the much more excitable of the two, and much more emotional when she might miss a shot, but Laura's always there to say, okay, take it easy. I mean, you can see it happen right here, 30-15. And the ball is called. It's calling that
Just
out
wide,
again.
just
Called
wide.
wide, okay.
But again, you're seeing the Lyons Township team looking at down the line much more and trying to hit. They've seen some kind of opening there.
At deuce.
Great pickup by Laura. Just right off the top of her shoelaces.
Set point number 1 for Lyons Township. Good return by Kim Noble.
Oh, Deanne knows that she let that one get away. was set up by the great serve, and the return of serve was there for Deanne to put away. This looks long.
And now a break point for Belleville West.
Certainly, Lyon Township does not want this to get away from them. They should be serving for the set.
And it does right there. And a little shock on Laura Rydberg's face as the break happens from Belleville West, and we're back on serve at 4-5. So that was could be a big shift in this match, because Rydberg and Deanne Dyer were having things going their way in the latter half of the second set, try to even things up.
Well, I think, you know, you had the last 2 points certainly were set up well, and sometimes getting there, we use so much concentration, and that's the hard work, and then we let the easy volley get away in both cases. One by Deanne and one by Laura.
Now, Kelly and Kim have been consistently on target. They have not let anything really bother them.
They consistently push and try to pressure the Lyons Township team. Now, Lyons Township is over there talking with their coach, and they're trying to get regrouped and say, hey, we're going to break them right here.
Right. There have been lots of service breaks in this set already. So for Lyons Township, they certainly want to add one more and take the set. Meanwhile, Kim Noble here looking to hold and bring things even at 5-all.
Belleville West looking for first serves, and Lyons Township looking for great return of serves. Here we go with the second serve.
Interesting. Kim there went to Deanne's backhand. Deanne's been used to ripping those forehands, and that time was wide.
If you've noticed that when Kim doesn't get her first serve in, she serves her second serve down the middle.
15-love.
Great touch. Great touch.
Beautiful touch volley by Rydberg. Love it. 15-all.
This is wonderful. Look at the preparation on this by Laura.
Well, she doesn't move
just
that
slides
quickly.
it in there, and the ball just dies.
Oh my!
No way Kim can get to it.
First time we've seen that today. Beautiful touch. Second serve coming. Again, Dyer moving in very, very close.
Again, the serve to the center.
Ball was out. Rydberg just missing there.
Serving that second serve down the middle. When she's missed on her first, she controls the return, hoping that Kelly can pick one off. Right on the
Ball
line.
was good, right on the baseline. And Belleville West now 1 point from evening the second set, as it starts to get cooler and the wind starts to kick up. And Kelly puts it away at net. Barnett does it, and we're at 5 apiece.
Here you go. Here's the serve, and she picks off. Kelly picks off the return of serve right at the feet of Laura. Very difficult to return that.
Here's Deanne Dyer to serve. We're at 5-all, second set. Belleville won the first set, 6-4. Once again, power tennis.
Again, the ball that Deanne played may have been, and I use that word loosely, may have been long, but you can't take a chance here. You have to hit him.
Second serve coming at love 15.
She was lucky that hit in that service court could have been a double fault. That wind has kicked up and almost pushed the ball out of the service court.
Tough return off the second serve, and once again Deanne Dyer finds herself in a bit of trouble at love 30.
Great use of the lob there to get back in position and come in after it. Many times kids are reluctant to use the offensive or defensive lob to get back into position.
15-30.
Very well executed by Lyons Township. They both came to the net under the lob.
Stay down. Let's go. Right here. Let's go.
And again, a tough shot right in no man's land.
Right at her feet. And she couldn't dig it out. Dan has dug out so many of those, but when they keep coming down at you like that, really had to reach a little bit to get to the ball.
Double break point for Belleville West.
Big second serve coming up here.
Oh, and a good play by Rydberg.
Laura, what a key point that is for them to lift them back up. You got to be tough mentally. Coming right at her and she hits it. Great job, great job.
Still a break point here. Yeah. Deanne almost there. Kelly trying to be maybe a bit too fine.
That could have come back and haunted them.
But they do get the break over Belleville West, and now they will change and serve for the match in the championship. We will be back and see what happens here in just a minute. There's a look at the stands here as the crowd looks on here at Prospect High School. And serving for the set and the match is Belleville West, and the ball is out. Kelly Barnett gets the high five from Kim Noble.
Trying that down the line, and this time didn't quite make it.
Laura Rydberg hit the tape, and it's 30 love. So 2 points from a championship for Belleville West right here.
Get the net, Kim.
Great return of serve by Deanne Dyer.
That forehand of Dyer's has helped her all match long, of course all season long. 30-15. So look at her partner Laura Rydberg, and here is Kelly Barnett again to serve. 2 points from a championship. The poach by Noble, and the ball is long. So here we are. Double match point. 40-15 for Belleville West. And Kelly Barnett. Second serve. Boy, the best point was the last point. What a match. 6-4, 7-5. There are your champions, Kim Noble, Kelly Barnett, over a game and talented Lyons Township team. And what a match it was.
That last point is worth replaying time and time again. And I'm just going to let you enjoy it because it is wonderful. The great get by Noble with the ball being on the line. Look at the court coverage.
Hit 2 lines and finally Kelly put it away, and there it was. What a match. What a match.
That last point surely speaks for itself, and it's been a great match the whole time. I think Lyons Township at times had an opportunity to close the door on Belleville West and just couldn't get it done.
Well, they didn't, and this team has been together 3 years. Actually, for Kim, it's her 4th year at state, and certainly it is successful. And there is Coach Bob Keefe, who has certainly a lot to cheer about. We'll be back to talk to the winners in just a minute. Belleville West, your girls state doubles champion, 6-4, 7-5 over the team from Lyons Township, and we have our happy and certainly talented winners right here. Kelly Barnett, Kim Noble, congratulations to you both. Kim, this is 4 years at state for you, 3 years at state for you. I guess this is a nice way to finish, huh?
Yes, it was a great way to finish.
How did you feel the match went?
I think we played really well. We did everything we were supposed to. I mean, we were seeded second and we came in first. So, I mean, what more can you ask for?
Well, your coach said that this is a very aggressive team. He said he didn't want to cast any aspersions of upstate versus downstate, but he seemed to think that you would be more powerful as opposed to more of a touch game that he said you find up here. Is that the strategy for you?
I don't think that's necessarily a strategy. I think that's just how we play. I think we're just more powerful. That's just kind of how we've been taught all along.
Diane, you had a couple of questions, I know.
I just want to know, did it ever occur to you as you were running across on that last point when that ball hit that line that you weren't going to go for that shot? Remember the last point?
Yeah, the last point.
That was right there, and as I looked at it, I thought, you know, she ran all the way across the net, and then to see it just drop right on that line.
Yeah. Well, I was going to play it. Is that what you're talking about, whether it was in or not?
Quite, yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely going to play it, and I like short balls that barely bounce over the net like that, so felt good.
It was great court coverage.
Well, we have a lot to look at, so let's take a look at that championship report right here. Why don't you girls take us through it?
Okay.
If you can see it.
Okay, I served and then Kim played about 3 net points. And then the ball hit on the far line and Kim hit a short ball to him and they volleyed back to me. I volleyed and then Kim volleyed. And then it looks like the ball came to me and I put it away in the backhand corner.
Yeah, you sure did. When you were down 3-1 and break it 2 in the second set, were you worried at all? Because they seemed really to be catching fire and sort of getting a better feel for what you were doing to them.
Let me talk? Okay.
Sure.
Well, I don't think we wanted to get down. We wanted to stay positive throughout the thing. And when you're down 3-1, yes, you're worried, but we tried to block it out of our mind and just play our kind of tennis.
Kelly, your thoughts?
Yeah, she had to keep me up because I started getting down on myself a little bit there, but we knew we could come back. We just had to do it.
And you certainly did it, so congratulations.
Thank
Kelly,
you.
Kim, girls state champions in doubles. Congratulations to you. Coming up, we've got singles finals right here. Stick with us. Time for the singles finals, and again the 1 and 2 seeds meet. Wendy Fix in the near court from New Trier, last year's runner-up, facing Margie Lepsey, who won last year and is serving game 1 from Lyons Township High School. And Wendy from New Trier, there she is. Margie serving at love 15. Well, here are 2 players, Diane, who certainly know each other well, very well.
Absolutely. And you have 2 players, Margie, you'll see sit on the baseline, and I don't mean sit in a negative sense, but she is a baseline player. And Wendy Fix is an aggressive player and will take whatever her opponent gives her. So if you see a short ball come to Wendy Fix, she will not hesitate to go to the net. But Marge, even if she gets a short ball, prefers to stay on the baseline and work from there.
And we saw that in Margie's 3-hour semifinal this morning against Annika Cooper of Geneva. The freshman gave her quite a tussle. 2 sets in 3 hours, with Margie winning both.
And in fact, the Cooper girl was ahead in the
in both sets, actually.
Well, and then in the first tiebreaker, I believe, was had 6 out of the 7 points, and Margie came back and took came back and took that first tiebreaker.
Yeah, 7-6, 7-6. Here we are at 15 all, with Margie Lepsy serving, and again the sun has come out. Ball is long, 30-15, although it has gotten considerably cooler since we started the doubles match. 15-30. Question here is, Wendy Fix had a much easier semifinal than Margie Lepsy did, if that'll be a factor. And I asked Wendy about it, and she said no.
Easier in the sense that it went 2 sets, and the points were wonderful, though. It was very hard fought by both girls.
Going up against Julie Baird of Wheaton North, and Wendy won 1 and 2.
And really, I'm sure Wendy would agree that the score is not really indicative of how hard the match really was, but time factor, it was only a 2-setter for Wendy.
And here we start out with a break point against Margie Lepsy. That stroke sailing long. Wendy's a senior, Margie the junior. Wendy has not lost a match in state or school competition since last year's final when Margie beat her. Since then, she's beaten Margie twice this season. Ball is long, we're at deuce. They are good friends. They play doubles together in national competition. And they know each other's games intimately.
Marge with again, the baseline and very steady player. Wendy will pressure. As you see her take the ball on the fly for the winner.
Advantage to Wendy Fix. If there's a change in her from last year, well, first let's take a look at this point again.
There it is. You'll see the short return, and she comes up and takes that ball on the fly for the winner.
Typical aggressive play from Wendy. And a good serve from Lepsy, and the return sails long, so again we're at deuce. If there is a change in Wendy Fix from last year, and there are several, the big one, as she and her coaches and parents will tell you, is consistency and temperament. She had been known for being emotional, for letting calls that went against her upset her, and that has not been the case in the past year.
I've watched her throughout this tournament, and that's certainly true. She is very much focused on the task in front of her, and I think it really makes you a better player overall.
Another break point for her as Margie Lepsy will serve. Add out. Second serve coming. See Fix move in front of the baseline. Now she'll take it back. Margie Lepsy is long on the backhand, and so Wendy Fix opens up with a service break. Well, let's take a look now as they change over how they got where they got on their road to the finals. Wendy Fix will be serving at 1-0. Wendy, who was ranked technically second here, as you see, basically an easy time, although Julie Baird was pressuring her at the beginning. Before that, she had defeated Catherine Nasser of Hersey High School, and there's a famous tennis name around here, both in boys and girls competition.
We have several. Cece Cahill's sister was in this tournament, so we have some sisters of former state champions.
And for Margie Lepsy also, straight sets all the way, although against Annika Cooper, of Geneva. Both tiebreakers, very, very long match. We told you 3 hours this morning, just a couple of hours before. They only had about a 2-hour break before they're playing this match. And Cooper is a name to watch. He just a freshman, 15 years old, rangy, gets just about everything. And we'll certainly be seeing her in future competitions. There's Terry Akuchi, who's the chair umpire, and Wendy Fix will now serve with a break in hand. Terry, a veteran official. Obviously, for this competition, you get nothing but the best. Love. Lepsey's ball hit the frame of her racket. Wendy's taken off her sweats to start the second game. As you look at Margie, and she's got knee brace on, which she injured the knee. She injured the knee playing soccer. It hasn't given her too much of a problem, but she needs a little support there and on the wrist, which isn't hurt, but which she has a tendency to overpronate when she goes back on that two-handed backhand.
Well, you have day after day of tough competition, and it'll wear, you know, any weakness that you have or soreness that you can get from playing this kind of competition for 3 days. They are really pounding it, backhand to backhand. A little change of pace there from Wendy. Again, a lot of spin just to change it. And we get the long ball.
Lepsey's ball is long, so it's 30 love. Margie's only lost 2 matches herself this season, both of them to Wendy Fix at Deerfield in the Highland Park tournament, and then at New Trier earlier this season. Wendy has gone undefeated, as we mentioned, since losing for the state title last year.
Again, Wendy, in these last points, and it's a good point that you brought up about being consistent and being very patient, I think.
Ball was wide from Lepsey, who's talking to herself a little bit. Now
you don't usually
love.
see a lot of emotion from her, even from watching her last year.
Well, I'll tell you, that semifinal today, she was talking to herself as that young freshman was taking Margie out of her game and just hitting everything back and hitting with no pace. And Margie was getting very, very frustrated. To her credit, she came back from 3-1 deficits in both sets to win in tiebreakers. First double fault for Wendy Fix. And it's 40-15.
Good second serve.
So Wendy Fix is quickly up 2 love here. Margie Lepsey will serve. Try to get on the board.
Margie's really got to start to be thinking that, you know, she's got to hold serve here. She doesn't want to go down 3-0.
Her first double fault.
Which is not a good start.
Well, you have to wonder, and again, I don't want to go back to that match too much, but it was a grueling match for her this morning, mentally as well as physically. And while they're used to playing, and of course they've played 7 matches here in the last 3 days, that seemed to take an awful lot out of her mentally. She was talking to herself, walking around the court. It was a good stroke by Wendy Fix, and it's love 30.
Wendy is maneuvering the ball from sideline to sideline very well.
You have to wonder if Margie has got it all together for this. Remember, she's got a championship already. Wendy doesn't. Not in singles. She does have one in doubles.
There was that uncharacteristic of Marge Lepsy to go up and take the ball on the fly, but she's got to do something here, and it was a great opportunity. She really couldn't afford to not take advantage of it. There it is.
And that cost her this morning. She was not doing that, and it prolonged a lot of points and forced her into a lot of errors.
And again, she might have to do that because she doesn't want to get into a fatigue factor.
That's very true. Oh, Wendy was off the court in an hour. Margie was on 3 times as long.
Net court and didn't make it.
And once again,
looks like she had an idea of an approach shot there and might have been thinking about going to the net, which is not known, as part of her game. But this is the state championship. You got to use all your tools.
Second serve, 15-40. 2 double faults does not bode well. And Wendy Fix is now sitting with 2 breaks and a 3-love lead. Okay, you're Margie Lepsy. What are you saying to yourself with your face in the towel right there, Diane?
I think she's really, you can just tell by her body language that she really is negatively, she's going to have to change what she's thinking and how she's playing. And she looks like she's struggling within herself a little bit.
Well, she certainly has the background to overcome it. Her dad, Bill, graduated from Southern Illinois, played pro football with the Kansas City Chiefs for a while. Her brother was the state heavyweight wrestling champion, Margie's brother. Of course, Wendy comes from some pretty athletic stock herself, including her grandmother who played at Wimbledon, so she's no stranger to this game. Here she is serving at 3-love, first set. Good cross court by Lepsy. Fix almost got to it. It's love 15.
That was a great shot. That was a great shot, and really something Marge needs to pick herself up with. Here she puts it, Fix puts it in the corner there. Great cross court by Marge.
Good first serve by Wendy.
Ball's just long.
15-30.
Yes, I believe we're at 15-30.
Serve was wide. And another double fault for Wendy. That's 2, and that gives Margie Lepsy a double break point.
Again, that door is starting to creep open, and Marge Lepsy certainly wants to open that door and get back into this match, and she can do it if she should break serve here.
Wendy Fix up 2 breaks. In danger of losing one right here, second serve. And there is the break for Lepsy.
Boy, that ball was awfully close. I thought it had caught a piece of the line, but of course I'm sitting way over here. And I'm sure the replay will show that the ball is wide. Here it is, the backhand. She cranks it, yep, just wide.
Absolutely, you saw some green. And Terry Akuchi, the chair umpire, was right there too, and he certainly didn't overrule.
Wendy Fix is thinking, you know, I had it, and I need to close the door, but it's hard to do that against great players. That's a great shot. That is a great shot. And this is an important answer by Wendy Fix. You'll see her go down the line, and this probably lands just inside the baseline and just inside the sideline.
Just the way they teach you in practice. 15 love. Check it, of course, is love 15.
Wendy keeping that ball deep and then bouncing really close to that back line. There's a short ball. Neither approaches. There's another short one. Will Margie come up? We'll never know because she missed the forehand approach.
Love 30. Both players have large cheering sections, rooting them on. Love 30. Super point by both players, but Wendy Fix, being aggressive, takes the advantage at love 40.
This is very aggressive, and Marge Lepsey, you see, has great footwork and gets to that ball. You would have thought anybody else would have never even gotten to that ball. Great execution by Wendy Fix for the point.
Triple breaker. And there's the break.
The big point of that game, I think, and really a boost for Wendy Fix to answer back and break back, was when she took that ball on the fly and came to the net. Very aggressive and a little on the risky side, but obviously Wendy's not afraid to take those risks. If you want to be state champion, you've got to do it all.
And you can see Wendy Fix with a commanding lead. She's back up 2 breaks here, and she will serve at 4-1. Mike Liederman along with Diane Pettit, our Sports Channel crew, producer-director Dave Turner, and lots of fans from LaGrange and Winnetka New Trier in attendance here for the Girls State Championships. Earlier, Belleville West, 2-set winner for the doubles title.
Yeah, you have to begin to wonder if Lyons Township, you know, had an opportunity to get an extra point as far as team standings in the doubles, and again, I'm not sure where we're at in the team standings, but will a win or a loss here affect that?
Well, they've already salted away their 3rd straight state title, so
that point is over.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, they've Ron Liban and his team, the state team champions for the past 3 years.
Oh.
15 love as, again, Lepsey is long. Check the serve percentages here for you in a second. Right after this point. $15 all, a rare unforced error at this point from Wendy Fix. You can see, even though Wendy Fix is not getting her first serves in, and Margie Lepsey is, it is not reflected in the score, with Fix well out ahead. Again, the long rally with Lepsy finally making the unforced error, and it's 30-15. Fix coming up.
Yeah, that was a great serve, and she knew it and thought she could take advantage of the return.
It's good play, if nothing else. It got Margie thinking a bit, even though Wendy went long on that. Now we're at 30 all. Super gets by Lepsy.
She has great foot speed, and it really helped out. She saved 2 points. 2 points there on the baseline. Here she's saving 1, and Wendy Fix has an opportunity to put it away, hits the overhead, and she comes back over.
So it's a break point for Margie Lepsy, and Wendy Fix is taking some extra time back there before she serves at 30-40. That was wide. Now Margie is upset with herself. We're at deuce.
Well, we'll see if Wendy will serve and volley here. Don't think she'll come in, obviously, after her second serve.
Ball is good. Another excellent point.
Yes, did you see Wendy Fix really stretch herself out to get that 1 point? Here it is. She reaches way up with her forehand and just gets something on it and comes back for the winner down.
Look at that shot.
Backhand down the line for the winner.
Wow. Wendy's first serve continues to elude her. It's her ad. And Wendy Fix has gone up 5-1. Here's Wendy. She has dedicated herself to winning that state singles championship, and she is certainly
in a commanding lead now.
Right, opening up big and strong. Here's Lepsy serving 1-5.
Nice change of pace there.
And she comes in, but Wendy misses on the cut volley. Cut half volley.
She's a little surprised because the hard work was done and she set it up well and just lost focus on the execution. She mustn't let herself get upset over that because it was set up and played well.
Call was a let, so we'll take a second serve again here.
Great down the line shot.
Excellent play by Margie Lepsy. Wendy Fix was throwing everything at her and Margie had all the answers.
Here you go. Cross court. She just barely gets a racket on it. Marge does, and then we have the forehand drop, and she passes her on the forehand side.
Fine play by Margie Lepsy. Maybe a little boost of confidence that she needs right here. 30 love.
Yeah, she's got to get some momentum going into, and I'm not conceding the first set just yet, but she's got to get a few things going for that second set. But very few unforced errors by either girl. This is a wonderful match.
Oh.
30-15 as that ball goes long. The sun is out. The temperatures have dropped. If you're just joining us, this is the Girls State Singles Championships. We've already had the doubles with Belleville West winning over Lyons Township in 2 exceptional sets. The numbers 1 and 2 seeds meeting in the doubles as well as here in the singles.
This is a wonderful point.
Keeps on going.
And I think Marge just ran out of gas there.
That may be the case. That may be the case. And again, it may go back to this morning.
It was a great get, though, when Marge came in and took that ball on the fly, and Wendy Fix lunged with that forehand just to get a racket on it. And coughed up a ball that probably should have been put away with that overhead by Margie, but she just seemed to run out of air or something. Put the ball into the net. One has to worry about when you have such a hard-fought point and for so long, the loser not only expends a lot of energy, but there's a mental side
that's true. But again,
away.
I think we're seeing something that may be a culmination of the whole tournament, especially this semifinal. Because they were playing 70 and 80 ball rallies consistently. And there's the first set to Wendy Fix as Margie Lepsy hits into the net. So quickly, 6-1. Wendy Fix is halfway home. We'll be back with the second set in just a minute. Back for the second set. Girls State Singles Championships. Wendy Fix in the near court serving after winning the first set handily 6-1 to Margie Lepsy, the defending state champion, in the far court. And that ball was wide. I would think, although she is quite experienced at this, there has to be some concern in Wendy Fix's corner about being overconfident.
I think her thoughts have got to be, I've got her down, and now I need to make sure I close the door in behind me. And Marge is probably thinking, I've got to change something right here, right now, or this could be over very quickly. And she had, we'll see if this holds true, but sometimes you think that changes that have to be made. And what, if any, changes Marge Lepsy will make? Again, we have a very long rally.
Good slice backhand from Wendy, and the cross court gets her.
Great shot. You see this set up initially we just see the end of the point. But before that, Wendy Fix hit a backcourt or a backhand slice that set up the cross court by March, and then Wendy Fix answered with cross court winner.
Slicing backhands opposed to topspin backhands, each does very specific things. And I wish I could hit either one.
And as well as they do.
Right. Ball was long, and it's 30-15. Last time the two met, Fix won 6-4, 6-1. Before that, she won 6-2, 7-5, and before that, Margie Lepsey won back here last year for the title.
Little forehand slice.
Yeah. Top spin backhand. Well, that was a good microcosm of Wendy's game. She is known as having such a versatile game, and one of her, not problems, but things she had to work on was perfecting all the different elements. And there you saw it all. Top spin, slice, cross court, and it worked. 30-all.
Wendy Fix certainly has a lot of tools of tennis to work with, and depending on the situation, uses any one of them.
And the first game of set number 2 goes to Wendy Fix. Wendy won the first set 6-1, and Margie Lepsey again will try to come up with some answers here. Doesn't even wait. Comes right out. Probably have a chat with her coach.
And she really needs to try and regroup at best that she can. She's not even going to go over to the fence and talk to her coach, and I think that's a real sign of frustration. She knows that this could be a very important game in the second set. I know it's so early, but if she doesn't hold serve. An uncharacteristic unforced error by Wendy Fix there. We've seen so few of them in this match.
Margie broken 3 times in the first set. Trying to stay even here in set 2. Remember, she is just a junior. Wendy is a senior. Margie's just a junior, so it's expected she'll be back next year, although there's always the possibility that she may decide to play on the Pro Tour, or as some of the high school students do. That ball was long. Wendy, meanwhile, is looking at colleges, thinking about Texas or Duke, Northwestern maybe. The funny thing was, she was visiting a lot of schools, didn't really play enough matches to qualify for all conference. And she was the only member of the New Trier tennis team, at least on the singles side, that didn't make all conference. And here she is going for the state championships. It was wide. It was wide. Margie was there.
That would have been a great shot. I think she thought she had that. From our vantage point, we really couldn't see it. Here we go. Cross court, and then she hits it right there.
Just wide. Wendy helped the linesperson make the call immediately.
Well, the kids are so used to calling their own lines. The whole season, that's what they do, and they do it very well. So it's just natural that they continue to do it. Don't
Here,
think
it's, right here at state, they have not only a chair umpire, but lines people all around, as you see.
for the state finals only. In the quarters, we do have a chair umpire, but only the state finals.
Has the full complement there.
Yes.
Dueling backhands, and Margie Lepsy with a beautiful winner.
And that's the lift that she really needed. Now can she dig down deep and keep it going?
Games are one apiece. And the New Trier rooting section going for.
I think that was
play.
Lions.
And that was Lions yelling for Margie, and New Trier yelling for Wendy. And here's Fix at 1-all.
Again, we're on second serve.
If there has been one part of her game that has not held together so far today, it's been Wendy's serve.
And I wonder if she starts getting that first serve in, if we'll see her serve and volley more. Although she's very effective from the baseline as well.
Yeah, she was playing a lot of serve and volley in the semifinal.
But you have to get that first serve in.
Absolutely. Ball was long. Off Lepsy's racket, so it's 15-love. Well, you can see Wendy's picked up some of her first serve percentage. It was down around the 25% mark, but it's still nowhere where you want to be. Lepsy at about 50%. Would like to pick hers up too, along with a few other elements right now. Continues to struggle. Love as another long rally produces an unforced error for Margie Lepsy.
That's, you know, when you win those long rallies, you don't seem to feel the fatigue as much than when you are at the other end of it.
Good point. 30-love here.
Ball.
Unforced error from Wendy Fix, so at 30-15.
Yeah, she found herself reaching for the ball well out in front of her, which caused her to hit the ball into the net. Wendy wants to hold her serve here, don't get an opening for Marge to come roaring through.
Ball was long. And we're going to get a code violation here charged against Wendy Fix, which is a bit surprising from her. We hadn't seen that from her in a while.
Yeah, she needs to compose herself here, and you're right. A little frustration there. And she receives her first warning for ball abuse.
Next time it's a point. So Here we are at 30 deuce. She got a gift back right there from Margie Lepsy.
As you hear the crowd pick it up.
Wendy Fix, doubles champion, then played singles the next year and got well into the draw. Finalist last year, looking to win it all this year. Game point here for her. Margie Lepsy wide with the backhand, and Wendy Fix holds serve. And she goes up 2-1 second set after taking the first set 6-1.
You know what's amazing to me is Wendy Fix, you know, we've talked about her percentage of first serves not going in. She's had so few double faults, and that's a lot of pressure on that second, having to come up with that second serve all the time.
There's Margie Lepsy again. She's been doing this a long time. As a freshman, she finished 4th. And now she will serve. Last year as a sophomore, of course, she won it. And here she is looking to be one of the few repeaters in the history of the Illinois Girls State Tennis Finals. Some pretty good names have won it more than once.
Yeah, I think Katrina Adams and
Susie Yeager won it 3 times. Katrina Adams won it twice. And a double fault. Number 3 for Margie. Mindy Weiner, of course, won it a couple of times. We saw those events on Sports Channel.
It is very difficult to repeat because the competition and the quality of players that are in Illinois and playing the state tournament is just phenomenal.
Oh, what a point. And of course, one of the former champions is now the assistant coach at New Trier, Michelle Torres.
Yes. We're going to see this great foot speed by Lepsy. She tries to pass her on the forehand side, and she goes. Wendy goes cross court for the volley winner.
Love 30 here. And Margie made a big mistake there and knows it.
Well, Wendy Fix had, you know, had to make a choice and guess which side she was going to hit that overhead to, and didn't really matter. Margie hit the ball long.
Triple breaker. And she comes back with a service winner, so 15-40 double break point. Late call, but the ball was long.
Yes, and you know what? The point before, I think Wendy Fix thought the ball was also long. May have delayed her from hitting the type of shot she wanted to. Very close, very close. Both those calls.
Wendy Fix goes up 3-1.
Backhand slice.
Break.
Backhand slice came up, and Marge went to hit it and pushed it long.
You just have a feeling that this is Wendy's year, in addition to being Wendy's match. Double fault number 3 for Wendy. All. Wendy Fix going to that slice forehand a lot.
Yeah, she seems to. Of course, she's known and does this very well. Again, she mixes it up on the long rallies. You're just never going to see her hit, you know, one type of shot the whole time. She'll mix it up. Slices, change of pace, little lob.
Good deep stroke from Wendy Fix. It's 30-15.
Here you go. It's right there. Just couldn't get to it.
Back live. It's 30-15, and there was some confusion as to what point we're playing, but both players are straightened out. Margie Lepsy hit one shot. Wendy Fix made the good save, but that cross court she had no answer to.
Yes, Wendy Fix made about 3 saves on that point. And sometimes when you do that enough, you know, you get right back into that point. But Margie kept coming back.
Strong play from Lepsy here at deuce.
Gosh, you really can't afford to go down 4-1 here.
Got the back line. Well, you hear Margie talking to herself.
And sometimes that's what happens. It's so easy that we inadvertently and unconsciously relax because we know we've worked for the opening. And then it gets away from us. First serve, and volley.
Well, Wendy likes to do that. She had the opportunity by making the first serve, and that's game point. It's 4-1. And Wendy Fix is now just 2 games away from the girls singles championships. Earlier, before the tournament concluded, actually before the finals was played, the Tom Pitchford Award was given. Diane, why don't you talk a bit about that?
Well, I had the honor of presenting the Tom Pitchford Memorial Sportsmanship Award, and on hand to present that was Mrs. Fran Pitchford. The award was given to 2 ladies. There you see Sarah Johnson from Moline accepting hers, and to the right is Kathy George from Danville. Just as a little note, Tom Pitchford's hometown is Danville, Illinois. And there's the girls. Again, Sarah Johnson on the left and Kathy George on the right.
It's a sportsmanship award given every year at the finals in memory of Tom Pitchford, the longtime tennis coach at Hersey High School, passed away a few years ago.
Yes, that's the only, it's our third time of giving that award. And people used to refer to Tom Pitchford as Mr. Tennis.
Margie Lepsey serving 1-4. Fix with the backhand.
One thing you can say for Marge Lepsey, she is not going to go down without a fight. Clearly, Wendy Fix had the winner on that, and Marge still tried to track it down and made a valiant attempt.
And there, Wendy went to the well once too often with that slice forehand and just committed the error. It's 15-all.
Again, the hard work was done, and she worked very hard to get the opening she wanted, and just relaxed a little bit on the easy shot for the point and put it into the net.
Fault on the first serve, second serve coming at 15-all. Wendy hits the flyer there. It's 30-15. Uncharacteristic.
Well, Marge knows that she has to make a move now. She is really in a hole.
Back to deuce. The temperatures dropped considerably. I would say we're in the low 50s right now, but both girls are just wearing the t-shirts and the skirts. Everybody else is bundling up. And Wendy's got that Bears lineman look, the tucked in sleeves.
Yeah.
And double fault number 4 for Margie Lepsey, and the wheels are
Could be
rather
coming
shaky.
off.
Yeah, they're break point again for Wendy Fix. Wendy moving Margie around, hitting the cross-court winner. Margie thought it was out. The linesman disagreed, and Wendy Fix has got another game in hand. It's 5-1. She's serving for the match and the championship. You heard Margie. That was only a mile out. See it from here.
Yeah, we'll see if we can pick this up. Although the lines person was right there. Here it comes, right? Ooh. There.
Big time out. Well, as they say, nobody's perfect. And Margie had a point, but it's not the point she wanted.
I think Margie's beginning to desperately trying to hold back perhaps a few watery eyes.
Or salty words. We don't know. First serve was long.
That was
Chair umpire called it out. Second serve coming here. Great drop, backhand, slice, you name it.
even with the good footwork and fast feet that Marge Lepsey has, she couldn't get to that. Here it is right there.
That is a drop shot, a major league drop shot.
And I thought Wendy disguised it very well as well, which made Marge hesitate. Just enough to make it work.
Double fault number 4 for Fix. Outstanding rally, and once again Wendy Fix hits that little forehand slice drop, and we're at championship point. What a beautiful rally for both players right there. But we are 40-15. Championship point, championship to Wendy Fix. 6-1, 6-1. She got it, she wanted it, and you know they're friends.
Well, she did it with the first serve. Wendy Fix came in on that first serve and volleyed. And it was all over. Here she starts out. This is going to be first serve. She follows it in and hits the down the side. There's no way anyone could get to that.
Textbook serve and close, and she did. And she closed, finishing with a flourish. Margie Lepsey walks off. Wendy Fix is the champion. And we'll be back to talk to her in just a minute. Dominating from start to finish, New Trier's Wendy Fix defeats Margie Lepsey by a final score of 6-1, 6-1 to win the Girls State Championship. And here she is. Wendy, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Listen, last year was a different finish. 3 and 4, it was Margie's. What was the difference this year as you defeated her after she defeated you?
I think within a year I settled down. Just my game came together. I had a lot of problems with my mental game. I get frustrated very easily, but I just tried to stay more patient.
What was the big key today? Because you two have played so often, although you've won the last 3 times. Both of you have been beating each other since you've been playing as younger kids.
I don't know. I was just so pumped today. I think I just had it going in. I was so excited to play that I was going to do anything.
You sure did. Yeah. Certainly mixed it up a lot. Diane?
Well, were you concerned at all today? I thought the only thing that didn't perhaps go your way was your first serves. Did that concern you at all?
Yeah, I was nervous because my second serve isn't too strong, so I didn't want her to just crush it. But because usually my first serve is my strong point, but I did what I could anyway.
Sure. The semifinal, you had a much easier one than Margie did. Margie was out there for about 3 hours. Do you think the fatigue might have been a factor today?
Actually, I actually had a tough semi. I mean, the scores might not have shown it, but I think Julie Baird's a great player, and we had some really tough points. It sure wasn't like a breeze for me.
She's the champion, and she's tactful. Congratulations to you, Wendy. I know this is something you've been pointing for a year. Does it feel as good as you thought it would?
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Okay, a lot of folks want to say hello to you, so you go ahead. Wendy Fix, the Girls State Singles Champion from New Trier High School. As you can hear, a lot of folks want to say a lot of things to her. Congratulations. Diane, a couple of outstanding matches today.
Well, this is some of the best finals I think we've seen in years to come. Very hard fought, very well played. The doubles and the singles, you can't. This is Illinois State tennis. It's wonderful.
Certainly, and if just to recap, the doubles final went to Belleville West, 6-4 and 7-5 over Lyons Township. An outstanding match, as this one was. Diane, always good working with you, and we'll be back here in the nice warm fall come next year. And at this time, we'd like to thank the staff of the Illinois High School Association for all their help, starting with H. David Fry, the Executive Director, Associate Executive Director Don Robinson, Assistant Executive Directors Jim Flynn, Ola Bundy, Marty Hickman, and here on site, Susan Henriksen, and of course our friends here at Prospect High School, led by Gene Walker, the tournament director. Our next Illinois High School Association event on Sports Channel will be the 1992 Boys Soccer Championship, Sunday, November 8th at 7 p.m. Today's match was produced and directed by Dave Turner. Graphics coordinator Joe Grube. Our executive producer at Sports Channel is Greg Bowman. Remote facilities provided by Trio Video of Chicago. Once again, 1992 singles champion Wendy Fix of New Trier High School over Margie Lepsy. The doubles champions from Belleville West over Lyons Township. For Diane Pettit, I'm Mike Liederman saying so long from Prospect High School. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of Sports Channel. Stay tuned next for the Sports Channel Report. So long.
Turn on the heat this November.